where I am not. It is only the fear of beginning, and not merely beginning, but beginning for the second time, from absolute zero. When the years pass and all the words from your beautiful stories first fall apart into sentences, then into separate words, and finally into the single thought from which everything once began, a long and lingering feeling arrives. The gift of storytelling has been lost. I was not yet ready to begin again. But when nothing remained of my thoughts and ideas except faint sensations, light as shadows on a sunny evening, the time finally came to tell the story from the very beginning, even if for the second time, when you are surrounded by the shadows of former thoughts and dreams. You must catch that moment, gather yourself, and begin. If the moment is lost, another chance may never come. The air outside is growing cooler and damp. It is difficult to sit comfortably and tell a story. One wants to curl up beneath an old sweater and shiver for as long as strength allows. Yet that would mean missing the moment, and that is far more frightening than cold nights. The chill of a missed moment stays with a person for a very long time, so I shall begin. Have you ever fallen in love with a piece of land? It happens. It happened to me. There were times when I could hardly bear lying in my own bed, painfully staring at the snow outside because there was no snow there. I understood that I did not even want to fall asleep, because waking would return me to the same winter where I would have to wait endlessly for summer. Not the summer that follows the shy beginnings and brilliant ending of spring, but another summer. A proud, steady, endless tropical summer that seemed far superior to the rain-soaked summers of the Moscow region. I knew the scent of that summer. I felt its warmth against my still young skin. Yet the large window of my room, beneath the sloping roof, showed me only snow through its chilled glass. Even at night the snow was visible. Civilization had seen to that. The street lamp shone almost directly into my room. I would wake with my heart pounding from excitement. Only people in love know such feelings. But when the sweet haze of sleep faded, I would see the snow again and scold myself for forgetting to close the curtains before bed. At such moments I needed medicine, and quickly, otherwise that sweet excitement could easily turn into sadness, tears, almost hysteria. That is what happens to hopeless lovers. My medicine was music. A cassette player, or a fairly modern CD player, stood beside my bed. The bedside table was large enough to hold them, and the healing sounds poured into my soul without delay. This strange love had begun in early childhood, and it began with music. The country of eternal summer was my fairy tale. Much like a prince on a white horse is for many young girls, only my dream was India. Its astonishing music, its magical drums, the honeyed voice of the flute opened my heart and filled it with both joy and longing while I was still a child. As time passed, I came to understand something else about this unusual love. One can feel more only after one begins to understand. Imagine a 17-year-old girl arriving in India, falling in love with everything around her, spending what seems the happiest month of her life there, and then flying away again. Back to a city that suddenly feels foreign, back to a life that no longer fits. And so there I was once more, in my little wooden room beneath the roof, snow outside the window, and music in my headphones, filling my heart with dreams that might never come true, yet felt more necessary than anything else in the world. Many years earlier, my brother had brought home a talking wristwatch from America. Every hour a velvet male voice announced the time. The watch was set to Indian time. Whenever I heard that polite, slightly metallic voice, I would freeze and think, it is 1 o'clock in India now. Soon, if we were at the ashram, we would be lining up to enter the temple. It is 7 in the evening. Dinner is being served in the ashram dining hall, and the great banyan tree is covered with birds, all chattering excitedly about everything that happened during the day. For some reason, I was certain that was exactly what the birds were discussing. To protect myself from the loneliness surrounding me, I almost never removed the silver Indian earrings given to me by a young man who clearly liked me, nor the Indian bracelets on my wrists. Between university lectures and during every journey that mattered to me, I listened to Indian music. At first, they were devotional songs called bhajans. My imagination was vivid enough that I could walk through the gray streets of Moscow while feeling as though I were wandering through the lanes of the small Indian town of Puttaparthi. And in those days, feeling victorious, I seemed to float above my own reality, slowly turning the present into the past. Everything mattered to me, the faint scent of Indian incense drifting through the air, distant music, even inexpensive goods made in an Indian style. All of it filled me with delight and with a sense that strangers somehow shared in the love growing inside me. Yet what I remember most are the sleepless winter nights, the snow beyond the window, and the music. I always listened through headphones. There was no danger of waking anyone. My room and my brother's room were well insulated while our parents slept downstairs. I wore headphones even at home because a secret is something kept in silence. And the deepest secret is known only to yourself. Music and dreams of India in the middle of the night were my deepest secret. Even now, after all these years, when both the overwhelming love and the fear have faded, I still struggle to find words for what happened to me in those moments when the first notes of music filled the winter silence. For a long time, I believed that I was dreaming of an Indian man. After all, who else could understand love so deeply? How else could they sing about it that way? Whenever I listened to love songs, I saw the same face. A young man with long, slightly wavy hair and eyes that looked upon the world with a blend of childlike wonder and deep understanding. Looking into those eyes, it seemed as though all the mysteries of the world were hidden there. For several years this continued. I first saw those eyes when I already knew for certain that India was the place where my soul lived, regardless of where my body happened to be. Yes, I too fell into that trap. Back then, it seemed to me that the most important thing was to separate the body from the soul, ordinary life from spiritual life, to listen to the heart and silence the mind. Had I known where such devotion to those distorted ideas would lead me, I might have stopped to think much sooner. But in those days, following the call of my heart and nourishing myself with the enchanting music of India, I waited. I believed that if I wanted to meet the one whose eyes I saw so clearly, I had to remain in India. Besides, everything seemed to point me in that direction. By the age of 18, I had already realized that I would never become the singer I dreamed of being unless I learned to sing Indian ragas, so I began to study. I will not go into detail about how fascinating, difficult, and sometimes amusing that journey was. Suffice it to say that I knew exactly what I wanted, and in the end I received both the education I longed for and the chance to live in the country itself. Yet none of this brought me any closer to understanding how I could finally meet that person. At the time, I was absolutely convinced that he was real, the one who had forever changed my way of life and my understanding of it, and for that I remain grateful to fate. Even now, year after year, I immerse myself deeper into Indian culture, and with every new portion of knowledge came an almost equal portion of pain. The more I learned about India, the less often I saw him. Once I could summon his image simply by closing my eyes. Now I needed a special mood, and that mood visited me less and less with each passing year. Whenever I had to leave India for more than 2 months, I suffered deeply, and nothing could ease that longing. When I cooked Indian food and roasted spices, I did not cry because pepper got into my eyes, as one might think. I cried because I had become part of that culture, and because far away from India, Ma, as I called her then, Mother India, I felt that I, a foreigner, was helping to preserve and carry forward her culture and traditions. The first years were the brightest, the richest, and the truest, until my love for India began to resemble a harmful addiction, and people's actions started to seem absurd, and then 20 years passed. Entering this anniversary year of my connection with India was not easy. I wanted to disappear from it forever. However difficult it might be, I longed to break the strange bond that had been growing stronger between India and me throughout all those years. And then, when I finally managed to break free from that ring of fire, I understood whose inspired face I had been seeing all along. That was how India itself appeared to me. Imagine it. I had fallen in love not with its people, remarkable though many of them were, but with the magic of the land itself. It was the face of India's spirit that I had been seeing. Only it revealed itself to me as the face of a young man filled with wisdom and boundless understanding. The moment I realized this, I was freed from a love that did not enrich my soul, but slowly exhausted it. I do not think I will want to return to India anytime soon. Yet even if I do, I will be able to see it differently. Perhaps without the fairy tale glow, without the soft radiance of green eyes, and without that kind of love beside which pain always walks hand in hand. Margarita Petrova, 2024.